I live in Berlin since 7 years, and the major project at the moment is hosting parties, especially Chantal's House of Shame, City Boy, and a quite new one which is called Borderlines. My grandfather was working for the Austro-German monarchy as an officer, but later I also got general in the so-called Wehrmacht during the Second World War. But it was not a really famous general because he only had for a few months the supreme authority about the Isle of Creta, which lies in the Mediterranean Sea. Well, although I grew up in Bavaria, the area where I grew up, it's near to the castle of Neuschwanstein. So if you look out of the window and see that kind of castle, I think you want to live in such a place and be a queen. Chantal was one of the first persons I've ever met in Berlin. We met accidentally. We were the last two guests in a bar, and we started talking, and finally we realized we both like classical music, especially we both have a favor to Wagner. And Chantal started, for sure quite drunken, starting to sing some songs or parts of songs from Wagner operas. And finally she invited me to come to her party. So I never thought about working with her as her manager. I just went to her parties, but then, also another accident, she asked me if I wanted to do the entrance. And so it developed and developed, that I started doing the PR for her, sending out her emails, writing the text, doing communications with the media sometimes. So it was really good that we started from a position of as friends to work together. So we never get really in hard arguments, because we still know we want to continue our close friendship, which exists since more than 7 years. And so if there are something like conflicts, we did it in a very neutral way. The most famous person I've ever met in my life was, except Chantal for sure, was Ratzinger. It was the time he still was cardinal, and believe it or not, he's a bit different than Chantal. He's got a very cold and arrogant attitude. It was quite nice. People started asking questions him, and it was a free questioning. So all the questions he gave, everything looked kind of prepared, that he expected every kind of question people asking him. And he never looked at people, he always focused right in between two faces. And so definitely can say he's the most arrogant, and the coldest person I've ever seen in my life. And also this gives him a quite asexual attitude, because it really looks like something more a robot. Before moving to Berlin, I also worked for some newspapers. I've published some articles, just small ones, about musicians especially, and music in general, for local newspapers in Bavaria where I grew up, and also for a quite famous German newspaper, Suddeutsch Zeitung. There will be a reading in Tel Aviv. It's going to happen end of July, early August. It's not 100% sure, it depends which gallery I'm going to present it. And it's a co-work with an Israeli photographer and artist, Holtermann, and I did a collage of parts of Mein Kampf, the famous book by Hitler, but I only used the parts where he talks about his career as an artist. Although I went to a Catholic school, I don't believe in any gods, and I definitely can say I'm a 100% atheist, because once there was attack on the street, and I had a knife right here at my throat, and even in that situation, I never had the idea or the feeling to pray to any god. So if you have survived such a situation, you can definitely say you're 100% atheist. But to be honest, finally, the only thing I got in mind was, oh, I can't die now, I haven't finished my book, my novel about Kippenberger so far.